Welcome to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most important topics that affects millions of people around the world: heart disease and what truly causes it. The human heart beats about 100,000 times a day, sending life through every cell of the body. But behind this rhythm lies a complex network that can be easily thrown off balance by the way we live, eat, and handle stress. Heart disease doesn't happen overnight. It develops slowly and silently, layer by layer, through choices that seem harmless in the moment but add up over years. Understanding what causes heart disease is the first step toward preventing it, and that's exactly what we'll explore today in clear, practical terms that reveal the hidden dangers behind modern habits. Heart disease is not just one single illness. It's a group of conditions that affect the structure and function of the heart. But at the root of almost all these conditions lies damage to the blood vessels and the buildup of plaque, a sticky substance made of fat, cholesterol, and calcium that hardens inside the arteries. This buildup, known as atherosclerosis, is one of the main causes of heart disease, and it begins long before any symptoms appear. Poor diet is a major contributor. Diets high in processed foods, sugary drinks, fried meals, and refined carbohydrates flood the body with unhealthy fats and sugars. These foods cause inflammation, raise bad cholesterol, and lower good cholesterol, setting the stage for clogged arteries. Over time, the heart has to push harder to move blood through these narrowed pathways, leading to high blood pressure, chest pain, and eventually heart attacks. Another major cause of heart disease is a sedentary lifestyle. Our modern world encourages sitting. We sit at work, in cars, and at home. Lack of physical activity weakens the heart muscle, slows metabolism, and causes weight gain. It also increases the risk of diabetes and hypertension, both of which are strong precursors to heart disease. Exercise isn't just about losing weight. It's about keeping the heart flexible and strong. Regular movement improves circulation, reduces stress, and helps balance cholesterol and blood sugar levels. Yet, most people underestimate how powerful even a 30-minute walk can be in protecting the heart from long-term damage. Stress is another silent destroyer. Chronic stress releases hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, which are helpful in short bursts but dangerous when constant. These hormones raise blood pressure, increase inflammation, and push the heart to work harder than it should. Over time, this leads to wear and tear on blood vessels, and the risk of heart attacks rises sharply. Emotional strain, anger, loneliness, and anxiety can all have measurable effects on heart health. In fact, studies show that people who experience prolonged stress are significantly more likely to develop heart disease than those who manage it through mindfulness, rest, or physical activity. Smoking remains one of the most preventable causes of heart disease. Each puff of cigarette smoke fills the lungs with toxins that damage the lining of the arteries. These chemicals make blood thicker, promote clot formation, and reduce oxygen levels in the blood. Nicotine raises blood pressure and heart rate, forcing the heart to pump harder while receiving less oxygen. Even secondhand smoke can cause similar harm. The effects accumulate over time, and though quitting may seem difficult, the benefits start almost immediately. Within days, heart rate and blood pressure normalize, and within a year, the risk of heart disease drops dramatically. Another major contributor is high blood pressure, often called the silent killer. It's one of the most common health problems worldwide, yet many people don't even know they have it. When blood pressure remains high, it puts excessive force against artery walls. This damages their inner lining, allowing plaque to form more easily. The heart, in turn, thickens its walls to handle the extra workload, but this adaptation makes it less efficient over time. If untreated, high blood pressure can lead to strokes, heart failure, or sudden cardiac arrest. Reducing salt intake, managing stress, and staying physically active are simple but powerful ways to keep blood pressure in check. High cholesterol is another major factor. When too much LDL, the bad cholesterol, circulates in the blood, it sticks to artery walls and forms plaque. This buildup restricts blood flow and increases the risk of clot formation. HDL, or good cholesterol, helps remove this excess LDL from the bloodstream, but poor diets and lack of exercise reduce HDL levels. Consuming foods rich in trans fats, fried oils, and processed meats accelerates the damage, while eating nuts, fish, and vegetables helps restore balance. Cholesterol levels are also influenced by genetics, but lifestyle remains the most powerful control factor. Obesity plays a significant role in the rise of heart disease. Carrying excess weight strains the heart, especially when fat accumulates around the abdomen. This type of visceral fat releases inflammatory chemicals that harm arteries, increase insulin resistance, and contribute to high blood pressure and cholesterol problems. Obesity is often the result of several overlapping causes: poor diet, inactivity, stress, and sometimes even lack of sleep. Losing just a small amount of weight can dramatically improve heart function, lower blood pressure, and reduce the risk of heart attack. Diabetes, particularly type 2, is another powerful cause. High blood sugar levels damage blood vessels and make them more prone to atherosclerosis. Diabetics are more likely to develop high blood pressure and cholesterol problems, which multiply the risk of heart disease. Over time, the combination of these conditions leads to reduced oxygen supply to the heart, resulting in chest pain, heart attacks, or heart failure. Managing blood sugar through diet, exercise, and medication when necessary is critical to protect the cardiovascular system. Genetic factors also contribute. If heart disease runs in your family, your risk increases, especially if close relatives developed heart problems at a young age. Inherited conditions like high cholesterol, hypertension, or structural heart defects can make someone more vulnerable. However, lifestyle still has a strong influence. Even people with a genetic predisposition can significantly reduce their risk by maintaining a healthy diet, exercising regularly, and avoiding smoking. Sleep is another often overlooked factor. When you consistently sleep less than 6 hours per night, your body doesn't get the chance to regulate stress hormones and repair blood vessels. Poor sleep increases inflammation, blood pressure, and weight gain, all of which contribute to heart disease. Sleep apnea, a condition where breathing stops temporarily during sleep, is particularly dangerous, as it causes oxygen levels to drop and puts constant stress on the heart. Making sleep a priority isn't a luxury, it's a necessity for a healthy cardiovascular system. Excessive alcohol use also damages the heart. Drinking too much weakens the heart muscle, causing a condition known as cardiomyopathy, and disrupts normal heart rhythm. It also raises blood pressure and contributes to obesity. While moderate alcohol consumption, such as a glass of red wine, may have some protective benefits for certain people, heavy drinking quickly reverses any of those effects. The key is moderation and balance. Environmental pollution and exposure to toxins are becoming recognized causes as well. Fine particles in polluted air can enter the lungs and bloodstream, leading to inflammation and oxidative stress. These processes stiffen arteries and raise blood pressure. People living in areas with poor air quality are more likely to develop cardiovascular issues. Similarly, exposure to chemicals in plastics, pesticides, and even some processed foods can disrupt hormones and increase the risk of metabolic and heart problems. Chronic inflammation is another underlying factor that ties many of these causes together. When the body experiences constant irritation from poor diet, stress, smoking, or toxins, it stays in a state of low-level inflammation. This damages the endothelium, the delicate lining of blood vessels, and makes it easier for plaque to form. Inflammation is the silent bridge that connects lifestyle habits to heart disease. Anti-inflammatory diets rich in vegetables, fruits, omega-3 fats, and antioxidants can protect against this hidden threat. Age also plays a role, as arteries naturally stiffen over time. But what accelerates this process is poor lifestyle management earlier in life. Many people assume heart disease only affects the elderly, yet it often begins in the 20s or 30s without any visible symptoms. By the time warning signs appear, the damage is already significant. This is why prevention, not just treatment, is the most powerful tool against heart disease. Hormonal imbalances can contribute too. For example, low testosterone in men or thyroid problems in both genders can affect cholesterol metabolism, blood pressure, and fat distribution. Hormones regulate nearly every system in the body, and when they are out of balance, the cardiovascular system suffers. Chronic stress and poor sleep can further disrupt these hormones, amplifying the risk. Even dehydration can impact the heart. When the body lacks sufficient fluids, blood becomes thicker, forcing the heart to work harder to pump it. Dehydration also raises sodium levels, contributing to higher blood pressure. Staying hydrated throughout the day helps the heart function efficiently and support circulation. Emotional health is equally vital. Depression and social isolation are linked with higher rates of heart disease. People who feel lonely or anxious often experience more inflammation, poorer lifestyle habits, and weaker immune systems. Mental well-being directly influences physical health, and nurturing positive social connections, hobbies, and relaxation practices can significantly protect the heart. Certain medications can also have side effects that strain the heart, especially if taken over long periods. Some painkillers, birth control pills, and stimulants can raise blood pressure or increase the risk of clots. It's always important to consult doctors before using such medications long-term. Another subtle but real factor is chronic exposure to noise pollution. Constant background noise such as traffic or city sounds has been linked to increased stress hormone production and higher blood pressure. The body remains slightly tense, even when you think you've adapted, and this ongoing tension affects heart function. Dietary patterns remain the foundation of heart health, and one of the most dangerous causes of heart disease is the long-term consumption of foods high in trans fats and added sugars. Trans fats, often found in packaged snacks, margarine, and fried fast food, raise LDL cholesterol while lowering HDL, the very type that protects the arteries. Over time, this imbalance clogs blood vessels and stiffens them, making every heartbeat more demanding. Added sugars, meanwhile, do not only increase weight, they trigger spikes in insulin and inflammation that damage vessel walls. Sugary drinks, pastries, and processed cereals create a constant roller coaster of blood sugar that leaves the heart struggling to maintain stability. Replacing such foods with fiber-rich vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins, and healthy fats from avocados, nuts, and olive oil gradually reverses much of this hidden harm. Yet most people underestimate how powerfully diet shapes the future of their arteries. Another subtle but serious cause is chronic dehydration combined with high sodium intake. The modern diet is loaded with salt from canned soups to restaurant meals, and excess sodium retains water in the bloodstream, raising blood pressure and forcing the heart to push harder. When dehydration occurs alongside high salt levels, blood becomes more viscous, circulation slows, and pressure builds within the vessels. Over the years, this continual strain wears out the arterial lining. Many people think heart problems begin with fats alone, but even water and minerals determine how easily blood can flow. Maintaining hydration and reducing hidden salt in packaged food is one of the easiest yet most neglected steps in preventing heart damage. Poor dental hygiene might not sound connected to the heart, but research shows that gum disease and chronic oral infections can significantly raise the risk of cardiovascular problems. The bacteria that cause gingivitis can enter the bloodstream through tiny cuts in the gums and trigger inflammation in arteries. The immune system's attempt to fight these bacteria creates plaque instability, making blockages more likely. Brushing, flossing, and regular dental checkups therefore become indirect forms of heart protection, small actions that prevent bacteria from influencing circulation on a microscopic level. Substance abuse, particularly stimulants such as cocaine or amphetamines, is another strong cause of sudden and chronic heart disease. These substances cause severe spikes in blood pressure, constrict blood vessels, and can lead to arrhythmias or heart attacks even in young people. Over time, they weaken the heart muscle and increase the risk of heart failure. Even certain energy drinks that contain excessive caffeine and additives can produce similar stress responses when consumed in large amounts. The combination of dehydration, stimulant load, and lack of sleep forms a perfect storm that strains the cardiovascular system beyond its limits. Chronic diseases like kidney problems also indirectly contribute to heart disease. The kidneys help regulate blood pressure by controlling fluid balance and salt levels. When they don't function properly, pressure rises, and harmful waste accumulates in the bloodstream, damaging arteries. Similarly, liver disease can disturb fat metabolism and lead to high cholesterol. These organ systems work in harmony, and when one fails, the heart often bears the brunt of the imbalance. Nutritional deficiencies are another overlooked cause. Low levels of essential nutrients such as magnesium, potassium, and vitamin D can disrupt normal heart rhythm and increase blood pressure. Magnesium helps blood vessels relax, while potassium balances sodium's effects. Vitamin D influences inflammation and immune function. Modern diets, lacking in fresh produce and sunlight exposure, leave many people deficient without realizing it. Over years, this deficiency pattern erodes cardiovascular resilience and contributes to hypertension, arrhythmias, and heart weakness. Another contributor is the overconsumption of processed meats and red meat rich in saturated fat and preservatives. Compounds like nitrates and sodium found in these foods damage blood vessel linings and promote oxidative stress. The heme iron in red meat can also produce free radicals when consumed excessively, leading to cell damage. Plant-based diets, or at least plant-forward eating styles, have been shown repeatedly to reduce cholesterol levels and improve arterial flexibility. Heart disease is also linked to the immune system's overreaction. Autoimmune conditions such as lupus or rheumatoid arthritis cause chronic inflammation that extends beyond joints or tissues to the heart and arteries themselves. The constant immune attack weakens vessel walls and promotes scarring, which interferes with normal blood flow. Anti-inflammatory management through medication and lifestyle adjustments can significantly reduce this risk, showing how intertwined immune health and cardiovascular wellness truly are. Hormonal changes during menopause increase the risk of heart disease in women. Estrogen naturally protects arteries by keeping them flexible and balancing cholesterol levels. When estrogen drops, bad cholesterol tends to rise and arterial stiffness increases. This is why heart disease risk in women sharply rises after menopause. A balanced diet, strength training, and regular medical checkups become crucial protective measures during this life phase. Thyroid disorders can also play a key role. An overactive thyroid speeds up heart rate and raises the risk of arrhythmia, while an underactive thyroid increases cholesterol levels and weight gain. Both conditions disturb the heart's rhythm and efficiency, showing how sensitive the cardiovascular system is to metabolic hormones. Chronic exposure to stress at work is another modern epidemic. Long hours, unrealistic expectations, and poor work-life balance lead to constant sympathetic nervous system activation, the fight or flight mode. This keeps blood vessels constricted and the heart racing even during rest. Over time, it causes structural changes in the heart muscle itself, increasing the risk of hypertension and heart failure. Building healthy boundaries, practicing breathing techniques, and incorporating short breaks for movement throughout the day are not luxuries. They're forms of heart protection. If this video helped you understand what really causes heart disease, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more simple and science-backed health explanations that can truly save lives.